everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajwa and I hope this video finds you well. If you are new to this place, please consider subscribing, and to all my returning subscribers, welcome back and thank you so much. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some amazing find I was able to get whilst on vacation in Dubai. And this is super exciting for me because I've been talking about Middle Eastern fragrances for almost a year on this channel, and to have the experience of going to the houses themselves, testing fragrances, it was such a surreal one, and I can't wait to share these amazing finds with you. I never really had any wish list per se, but I made a tall list of fragrances I wanted to get or even sample. Once I got there, I was a bit overwhelmed because the variety was just like, everything was out there. I was like, let me test this, let me test that, go to this house. I saw Ahmed Al Magribi, Arabian Oud, Afnan, Swiss Arabian, Rasasi, so many amazing houses. Some I have never even heard about, and the whole experience was such an amazing one. I was super excited to be able to try all these fragrances before buying them, because I'm just a bit tired of blind buying, for the most part. So to have them and test them before buying was such an amazing thing. I was able to get to the local market, which is quite a popular one, known as Banias Market, where you can find everything you can think of. The first two fragrances I have here are from Arabian Wood, a very prestigious niche house from the Middle East. The very first one I have here is Madawi Gold Edition, which was made to commemorate the house's 40th anniversary, and I'm super excited about this. I'll just go ahead and unbox it, and then I think it has that covers it, then let it go. And what I love about it is the detail, the details on it is such awesome, top-notch Middle Eastern package. I think you unlock it like this for both sides, and then yay. Yeah, that's how the fragrance is. Okay, and then the fragrance itself sits beautifully in the package just like this. So pretty, such an amazing bottle. This is Madawi Gold in its glory. Very, very opulent, very regal, like very top-notch. Nothing negative to say about the bottle. So it doesn't have the stereotypical Middle Eastern wood in it, although the house is Arabian wood. This one is predominantly like a patchouli, pineapple, jasmine, vanilla, cardamom fragrance, which is very beautiful, very ladylike. It is gentle, it has the Middle Eastern vibes, but it's not like a typical wood or woody, strong, skunky sort of vibes. So this is the very first one, Madawi Gold Edition. I will just unbox some of these. Some of them I've already unboxed, but this one and the next one I haven't, so I'll just unbox these two and then give my initial thought about them, after which I'll dedicate some full detailed videos to all these fragrances. They are amazing. The next one I have here is Rosella, which is quite popular. It's such an amazing fragrance. The scent profile is like, forget about everything that you know about rose oud combination. Although this one doesn't have any oud in it, it comes off as an oud sort of fragrance, and this is pretty. This is so beautiful. I'm super excited about it. This is Rosella, and I just take it off like this, and then look at the bottle. It's so pretty, so pretty, so pretty. It has all the regal Middle Eastern royal, like everything, opulence that you can think about. It is such a pretty bottle, and the juice is amazing, delectable. So let me just give it a spray here. As I said, it got a profile which is quite on the market, but this is like so smooth, top notch, like Shagaf Oud refined like 100 times. Shagaf Oud refined like to the maximum. There is nothing absolutely negative to say about this fragrance. Rosella. It's such an amazing one. It's so pretty, it's beautiful, it doesn't have any harsh, rough around, it's not rough around the edges. When I smelled this, I could easily tell the rough, touches of shagaf wood. This one is such an amazing one. Such an amazing one. It lasts you like a day, 2 days, 3 days. I remember when I first sampled it and I got back to the hotel. I think I did it. I sampled it in the afternoon. I got back to the hotel around 12 a.m. I could still smell Rosella on my clothes. I went to take my bath before sleeping, and the following day I could still smell this. It's such an amazing, refined, pretty Arabian princess, juice, and I love this. I love this. The next fragrance I picked up is Seniora by Fragrance World, and obviously this is duping Perfume de Marly's Meliora, with the black currants, the vanilla, the fruity red berries. It is such a beautiful summer, spring, fruity fragrance, and I'm super excited about this because this one gives Meliora a run for its money. This is like, it's like 95% similar. If I'm not mistaken, this is 95% similar. It is a good one. It is a cheapie. If I tell you how much I picked this one for, you'll be amazed. And the packaging, everything, I think now I'm getting used to the whole Fragrance World duping fragrances to the nines, which initially I tried to sort of judge them in a way, but now I think I'm getting used to, or a lot of us are getting used to them, and I'm sure even the designer houses and the niche houses themselves are getting used to Fragrance World's antics, at this point. This is such a beautiful one. It has like the vibes of Lalique Amethyst, which is a black currant, blackberries, strawberry. It is predominantly a berry blast, and it's one that is beautiful. It has some musk to it, some vanilla, such a beautiful spring summer ladylike scent. And I would really I will bring the detailed review of all these amazing finds, so just stay tuned for those videos. The next one that I have here is one that is like a TikTok sensation, and it's almost like out of stock everywhere. So when I went shopping in one of the shops, I think it was Fragrance World, they were kind enough to let me have this one because they had run out of stock. I went to the original store. I think the name of the house that makes this is Khadlaj, and I got there. They said they had run out of this. This is the all famous Hareem Al Sultan, the gold edition. So I have a partial bottle here, and I'm even super excited to have this one because it's out of stock. I went to almost all the shops you could think of, because even when the houses themselves, or the distributors for those houses, they normally sell other houses products. So for example, you get some Lattafa fragrances in Fragrance World, you get some Fragrance World fragrances in let's say some of the other shops, but this one had run out every single place, and I was just fortunate to have this partial bottle. I was like, oh, let me have it please, I just need one. They were like, go ahead, just pick it up. And this is Hareem Al Sultan. It's known to be this fruity floral fragrance, and this is a concentrated oil. It's not a spray. It is such a beautiful one. TikTokers were not exaggerating when they said this one, when they gave it the description that they gave it. This one is such a beautiful one. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I have this one, and I'll just bring you the detail. But if you think this one is like a bomb in terms of fragrances, just wait for the next one that I have. This next one that I have gave me goosebumps. This fragrance is also made by the house which made the Hareem Al Sultan, and the house is known as Khadlaj. I believe it's known as Khadlaj. They do like mostly oil, Middle Eastern oils, or the concentrated oils. When I got to the shop, I didn't see much of spray fragrances. They normally do oils, and this is amazing. To me, this one, knocks Hareem Al Sultan off to me, honestly. This one, this which is Haneen or Hanan, Haneen, it knocks Hareem Al Sultan off totally, although this one is equally a sultry one. This is beautiful. This is sexy. This fragrance is predominantly an angelica rose jasmine scent, and one of the notes that this one is listed to have is known as edible. The note is just called edible. Edible what? It means, doesn't mean that when I put this on me I'm going to be edible. You know, it's such an amazing, I think it's, you know, it's like an abstract sort of note, you know, but it's like an edible, fruity, sensual, womanly, you know. It's such a womanly yet feminine scent, you know. To me, I'll pick this one 100 times over the Hareem Al Sultan. I was able to sample lots of oils. Oils are really not my thing, you know, but these two, you know, they just stood out, and it's such an amazing, beautiful one, you know. It's good for layering. I tried it with one fragrance I'm about to speak about, and it was such like a delectable one, you know. This is delectable because of that fruity vibes it gives, and it's so sensual, so womanly. I would highly recommend, you know, this one. I think I'm going to put this one in your faces, you know, henceforth, because it's a good one. Honestly, it is a good one. Then I also wanted to pick one that, you know, have been making the rounds for years, you know, and it's nothing new to YouTube, and this is Ragba, you know, the OG Ragba, which I have tried a couple of times, but Ragba never really, you know, it's never been my zhuzh, you know, for the lack of better words. I like it, but I do not love it. Sometimes I even hate it, you know. There is something about Ragba which gives me a love-hate relationship, you know. So I just didn't want to pick up the big bottle, and I just took this 30 ml bottle just to see how much I would, you know, be able to utilize this one. You know, it's a vanilla sugar incense with some smoke. It is quite sexy at the same time. A bit, I get that saliva description that people give this one, you know. People say it smells like spit, and I sort of get it. It's like an after taste sort of thing. It's not such a bad one, but I really honestly do not get the hype. I really don't get the hype about Ragba. It is an okay scent to me, you know. I understand it's duping Zejov's is it ideal bouquet, you know, something of that nature. I'm not too sure how to really say it, but Ragba to me, it's an acquired sort of taste, you know. It doesn't have the stereotypical feminine oud vibe, you know. It's quite complex. I think Ragba is quite complex, you know. So I guess bought it because I really wanted to have it in my collection for reference, and to see how much I would probably go to like it over time. So that is the next one. This next fragrance I have is from F.A. Paris, and I'm super excited to share this with you because it gives me this clean girl, pretty, feminine, sophisticated vibes. And this is Roses the Emotion. It's a new one. I have not seen this before, and I love that dried rose which they have used as a showcase, you know. It's just part of the packaging. I don't think it's like a usable sort of anything, and it's so pretty, and it opens up like this, you know. And when it opens up, it gives me Delina La Rosée sort of vibes because of the bottle, you know. It's such a pink, a light baby pink bottle, like so pretty, you know. It's like aesthetically pleasing to me, and I love this. However, to me, I don't think this is La Rosée dupe. To me, it doesn't have any lychee in it. I get a May rose or Roses de Maya sort of feel to it, and it's such a delightful one. It is light, it is airy. I don't know the notes for this one because there's nothing available on it, but it just gives me this light Roses de Maya lemony or bergamot sort of feel to it, with some musk to it, you know. And I think Delina La Rosée has those kind of notes, but this one doesn't have any lychee to it, which makes it different from Delina La Rosée. This one gives me MFK a la Rose sort of vibes, you know. It gives me that MFK a la Rose sort of vibes. I don't know if it's duping that, but it's in that MFK a la Rose family. It is so light, sophisticated, simple, but it lasts the whole day. It lasts the whole day, especially on clothes. So stay tuned. I'll be coming up with the full detail of Roses the Emotion by F.A. Paris. This next one I was influenced to buy by T Smells Good, because I saw his review on this fragrance, which is Infini Rose. And when I got to Dubai, I was super excited to find it, because I had looked for it around locally and I couldn't find, you know, gone to the stores on Instagram, all the vendors, and I couldn't find. When I smelled it, I was blown away. You know, I was really blown away, because there's been another dupe for Atomic Rose. This is supposed to be a dupe for Atomic Rose, Infini Rose by Alhambra, but I have the one by Lattafa, which is Amethyst, you know, which, you know, both duping Atomic Rose, but they are quite different. This one and Amethyst are quite different. And this is Infini Rose. It's such a super luxurious, well blended rose fragrance, you know. I'm super happy about this purchase, you know. It gives me that a very lovely, light, airy rose, but it also gives me a punch. This one has no oud, it has no strong oud presence like the Amethyst, you know, by Lattafa. To me, Infini Rose gives me such a feminine blend of two fragrances. It gives me Fleur Narcotique and then Atomic Rose. It gives me, I get that Fleur Narcotique vibes in it, as well as Atomic Rose by Initio. Those are the two fragrances. I feel like it's a combination of those two fragrances, although this one is supposed to be a dupe of Atomic Rose. I get that Fleur Narcotique and then Atomic Rose, both in this one. It's such a beautiful, sultry, unisex, but a bit feminine leaning scent to me. The next fragrance I have here, I think I got predominantly because of the bottle. The bottle is such a pretty one, and the fragrance itself is such a good one. And this is known to be a dupe of Carolina Herrera's Good Girl Leisure. And this is Qimmah by Lattafa. Such a beautiful bottle. I was really drawn to the bottle initially, even before the perfume itself. I think I've seen it quite a bit, but it's I don't know why it didn't become that popular, or I don't know, but I've not really seen it out there. But when I saw it, you know, I was intrigued, especially by the bottle. I think I've seen it around, but not locally, you know. So I was like, okay. And this is how the bottle is, you know, green with some gold, with the Lattafa symbol embossed here. It is a pretty one, you know, such a pretty bottle. And the juice is amazing itself. It's copying Good Girl Leisure, and it's a good one, you know. It's a good one with some green touch to it, you know. I think when this one first came out, people were saying it was a dupe for Decadence, but this is actually not a dupe for Decadence. It is actually for Carolina Herrera's Good Girl Leisure, and it's a very good one, you know, a very good one, but it has just a little, you know, differences here and there. So when I review this in detail, I think I'll go through that. But this is such a beautiful bottle, and I think even the bottle sitting on your vanity alone is one that you would appreciate. So this is Qimmah by Lattafa. So I walked into Ahmed Al Magribi just to see what they had, you know, and I didn't buy anything from them, you know. Not that they didn't have any good fragrances. They do have super amazing fragrances, but I just didn't pick anything. But when I was walking out, they gave me some samples to try, which was very kind of them. And this one is called Gardenia. The first sample that I have here is Gardenia, which is a beautiful one. So I'll just go through it and test it with you and let you know how it feels in subsequent videos. And then there's this one too that they gave me, which is Oud and Roses, you know, which is equally a beautiful one. So these two are from Ahmed Al Magribi, Gardenia, and then Oud and Roses. And then I picked these two roller balls, which I have been seeing around, you know, but the fragrances themselves, I think I've tested some time back. It never really spoke to me that much, but I decided to pick them in the roller ball. And this is Hayati Gold, Elixir, and then the original Hayati. They are predominantly masculine leaning scents with some leather, you know, and I will just test them with you, give you my full thoughts and everything on these two fragrances, Hayati and Hayati Gold Elixir. And the last ones I have here are not fragrances, but I went to the spice market and I was super excited to see the raw material or some of the raw ingredients that we normally find in fragrances. And I was like, I need to have them, you know, at least for keepsake and for reference, you know, because I've heard about saffron, patchouli, what, but you never really get to see some of them in person, you know. So I was able to find some, and I'm super excited about them. And they sell some of these ones in grams, you know, because they are quite expensive. And I was able to grab a 1 gram of saffron, you know, which is like a very popular notes in a lot of fragrances, known to be a very sexy one, and it didn't disappoint, you know, although it's quite a different one from what I assumed it would be. You know, I sort of have been able to detect it in fragrances, but I never really have been able to put my nose on the raw saffron, you know, which is like, it's like a leafy grass. When I searched on it, it gave me the impression, it gave me the meaning that it has this metal honey, you know, metal honey sort of vibe, which I get. And then it has that sort of grass, you know, or leaf or tea vibes to it. It is a different thing, you know. It's a different spice from the ones that I am accustomed to. It can be used for food, for tea, you know, that kind of thing. I guess wanted to know how saffron actually smells like, you know, the raw saffron. So I got just 1 gram of it. Next one is a fruit which is known to be a native to Australia, and this is macadamia. And I was super excited to try this one because I have Charosa 71, which is predominantly a macadamia and vanilla scent. And trust me, when you take this macadamia, which is a nut, you know, it's a nut, and I think they've dried it and roasted it with some salt. It is so tasty. It is sweet. It has that it gives, I mean, it's macadamia, so it gives you that taste with that nutty sort of creamy taste to it. It is so delicious. And the smell from it, you know, the smell from it is like exactly like what you get from Charosa 71 with the added vanilla. Once you're able to smell macadamia, the one that I have, then you have smelled macadamia and vanilla by Charosa 71. It's like the same thing, you know, so realistic. So I was super excited to get my hands on some macadamia, which I have been enjoying, you know. And then I was also able to get this spice, which is the Madagascar vanilla. You know, it is the Madagascar vanilla, I was told. It doesn't smell like a delicious, delectable sort of smell because of it's a raw bean, but it gives you that sort of resonance, thick. You get that vanilla, like a very thick, just think of it like a very thick, concentrated vanilla before it is diluted. You know, you get that. There's something about it. It's like it's so sensual. Even the is a pod, you know, I don't know how to call it, but the bean, you know, the bean itself so addictive when you smell it, and it's used for like food. You can just open it up and then crush the bean and use it for your food, you know, for anything that you can think of. But this is the Madagascar vanilla, and I'm super excited to have this one, you know, just for reference and to just know how these ingredients used in the fragrances that we have are used. And the last one I got is one that is it's like as soon as you smell it, it gives you like fragrance. It reminds me of some fragrances I already have, and this is sandalwood. You know, this is sandalwood. I guess was able to pick a couple of them. You know, it's sandalwood. I was trying to get my hands on some agarwood, you know, but I think the few shops that I went I didn't get. But it was super exciting because I tried the myrrh, other, you know, spices which were, you know, super exciting to me. And this is sandalwood. As soon as I smell this one, it reminds me of some, you know, so many fragrances. I guess my mind just goes to so many fragrances, and I go like, okay, so this is sandalwood, you know, for real. It's super lovely. And understand this one too, you can bend them, you put them in the bacor, you know, that small pot, the coal pot, and then you bend them. And he did one in front of me. It was such a lovely one, you know. You got that woody scent from it, you know. I don't know which wood gives you sandalwood right now, but I'll just I think I'll just look up that the wood which gives sandalwood. But this was a beautiful one, a beautiful one, and I'm super excited to try these spices. So that is all I have for you. I know this is quite a long video. I don't usually do such long videos, but because of the number of fragrances and other spices, you know, I had to. So thank you for tuning in till now, and I hope this video was exciting to you. Thank you so much for your time here, and I would really appreciate if you give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.